Attack on movies! Huh.
Doctor Strange is the new addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and introduces today's movie-going public to the eponymous Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange, or Stephen to his friends, is a neurosurgeon. He's the best there is. He's so good he can perform near impossible surgical feats while playing Name That Tune with the theatre staff, and generally gets away with being an insufferable show-off. Then one day he crashes his car and smashes his delicate hands to pieces. Boo and indeed who. He tries everything to get them fixed up, but of course the only person with enough skill to repair them is himself, even though he's a neurosurgeon. He's that good. Now, in desperate search for a miracle, he travels to Kathmandu. There he joins the mystical school of Kamar-taj, led by an enigmatic woman known as the Ancient One, although the only sign that she's particularly ancient is that she's lost all of her hair. Seriously, she's as bald as an egg. Anyway, while he's there at the magic spa, or whatever it's meant to be, Doctor Strange gets caught up in a high-stakes battle between Kamar-taj and an old student called Caecilius, who wants to destroy the school and its international counterparts in order to free a being called Dormammu from the Dark Dimension. Did you get all that? Doctor Strange is directed and co-written by Scott Derrickson, who has a list of cinematic crimes as long as your arm. These include the horrendously dull horror movie Sinister and the apocalyptically awful remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still. This, in short, is not a man who has earned the right to be taken under Marvel's protective wing and given another chance. This is a director who deserves to be sent to some kind of dungeon dimension and forced to experience the misery his movies have caused the general public for eternity. Nonetheless, Doctor Strange is not a disaster, not by any means. This is probably due to the controlling nature of Marvel Studios, which puts one in mind of old Hollywood, where writers and directors were given only so much creative license. It's all led by an extremely clever studio head, who seems to have created a virtually foolproof system. Doctor Strange is clear evidence that the Marvel method works. When it comes to introducing new characters, Marvel have demonstrated an impressive knack for striking just the right tone, often using humour to disarming effect. By comparison, Doctor Strange plays things fairly straight. That's not to say that this movie is poker-faced, far from it. There are more than a few touches of comedy, which do a pretty good job of stopping the philosophical mumbo-jumbo spouted by the Bald One and her acolytes from getting too pretentious. The jokes, I should say, lack the absurd sparkle of Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, or even Thor. There's a running joke where Doctor Strange makes fun of a character who self-importantly likes to be known simply as Wong, by calling him Beyoncé. That's about as sophisticated as this gets. But let's not be snobby, it's good enough. More than anything, Doctor Strange is an effects-driven movie, and taken on that level it's a rousing success. Most impressive are the sequences set in the mirror dimension. No, this is not a handy place where you can go to comb your hair forever. It's a realm where Doctor Strange and his ilk can train or battle each other while causing no harm to the real world of you and me. The effects put one most in mind of Christopher Nolan's Inception. In the mirror dimension, the world is turned into a wheeling kaleidoscope. Cityscapes break apart into revolving shards. It's certainly an amazing cinematic trick, but then of course it is. We're talking about an enormously budgeted superhero movie. Frankly, it would have been more impressive if they'd worked out an interesting narrative in which to entangle Strange. Once the good doctor has acquired his powers, more or less, it's left to him and a few other magical types to stop the evil Caecilius. This involves them traipsing through magical doors to various other magical sanctuaries and stopping Caecilius from destroying them. Then, when all else fails, Strange faces off against the big baddie hovering just outside of our dimension. It's all clunky in the extreme, and no amount of weird and wonderful effects can make it otherwise. Doctor Strange has one of the best casts assembled in recent memory, and then wastes them one by one. Cumberbatch makes a perfectly decent Strange. He's just the right mix of arrogance and oddness. Of the supporting cast, Tilda Swinton is the best utilised. She plays the smug, smiling, all-knowing mystic thing rather well, and the fact that she looks like Professor X's girlfriend doesn't hurt at all. The magnificent Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays Strange's magical sparring partner, is given nothing much to do. Mads Mikkelsen, who knows a thing or two about being evil on screen, gets to wield his magical weaponry and chew a bit of CGI scenery, and that's about it. Rachel McAdams is almost completely forgettable as Strange's esteemed colleague and ex. I'd like to say I'm surprised that all of these incredible performers signed up for this, but I'm not. I mean, who doesn't want to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And who knows how many more movies they'll be appearing in? Well, they do, obviously. They probably had to sign their names in blood. Despite all of its shortcomings, however, Doctor Strange more than serves its purpose. It brings yet another bizarre comic book character to cinematic life and introduces a new dimension, well, several actually, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But maybe next time Marvel can cook up a more interesting plot to go with their mind-bending special effects. Let's hope so. Thank you for watching our review. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Well, a select few of you anyway. It's time for us to pick the winner of last week's competition. In order to keep things fair, we've taken the names of everyone who entered and dropped them in a hat. And so behold, the Hat of Destiny.
Hat of Destiny.
Let's have a rummage. And the winner is War Johnson. Well done to you. Just send us a message on YouTube and we'll make sure you receive an iTunes gift card or Amazon voucher, whichever you like. If you want to be our next winner, then the usual rules apply. All you have to do in order to win a £20 Amazon voucher or iTunes gift card is subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment. We're taking a brief hiatus, so we'll contact the winner via our YouTube channel in 2 weeks. In the meantime, if you want to view the rest of our content, why not visit us on AttackOnMovies.com, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Goodbye. Until next time.